Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me Anarghya and today's video is gonna be about the weekend. As you know, he just released this new show called The Idol, and if you're on the internet, you probably know that it's not been doing the very best. That's why, and it seems like weekend is pretty off, like his mood is pretty off considering the whole fact, and it's really affecting him, the whole backlash that he's getting for that show. And yeah, that's why we're gonna do a reading on him, and we're gonna see what's going on with him, his personal life, career, and overalls. We're just trying to see what's going on, and I personally don't know where this reading is gonna go. I'm just as clueless as you, so we'll find out together. So let's get started, and before we do, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, as it really helps and makes me very happy. Just you subscribing, it can literally make my whole day, so why not? And I upload videos like daily about celebrity news, about tarot readings, and even personal readings. If you'd like to watch some, you can always comment down below and ask me for any requests that you have. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's get started. Okay, so let's get started. I've pulled out the cards, and obviously, there's a lot going on. We can just say that Abel, or the weekend, is not doing pretty well after the release of the show. Now, basically, what's going on with him is that he's trying to like isolate himself, or even if he's not doing that, that's what he wants to do deep down. Like deep down, he feels like he just want to shatter everything and everyone, and just push everyone away and just lock himself in a room and just be there. But he's a celebrity, so he can't do that. And even if he physically does that, virtually on the internet, everyone still can see him and they're still talking. Like him isolating himself won't really make a difference to the whole situation. That's why he feels like there's nothing he can do about it. Although he does feel like this is like a wasted effort, because he feels like he put in a lot of effort in that whole series. He feels like that this is like he was working so hard for something, and he was really not expecting such a response from people. Like if you are one of those people who said that Weeknd's acting is not pretty good, then maybe you are hurting his sentiments, because he really did not expect for that to happen. Just a second, let me adjust the camera so that you can get a better view. Yeah, that's pretty much better. So yeah, basically he was not expecting the backlash, and he feels like he has to defend himself on his own. Like no one's there by his side. Like no one's really praising the show at all. He feels like like he was okay with getting some sort of critics, but it's like getting a whole bunch of critics and literally no one appreciating the show whatsoever. It really felt like bad to him. It feels like it's just being unjust, because no matter what you say, no matter how bad a show is, and no matter how much you think that someone didn't put in the efforts for it, obviously the people are spending money, people are spending time, and they're taking so much. And obviously this is Weeknd's first acting career thing, whatever you want to call. So it's like obviously it did take a toll on him when things didn't go very well, because he has had some sort of like pretty good success regarding everything, regarding in music basically. So he was like kind of now used to it, and he was expecting like because he's the Weeknd, so people would kind of like appreciate it, not trying to use it as a like excuse, because just because he's the Weeknd, people are gonna like him. But he was like pretty confident in himself, and he really did not expect it. And now it's like all his he was very enthusiastic, he was very passionate about this whole thing, but now it's just like he is losing all that sort of passion, and he really feels like this is just an argument between him and the people right now. Like he really wants to defend himself, but he's running out of ways to do that, and he really doesn't know what to say, because like everyone's pointing out different things. They're saying that it is ultra gruesome, it just has a lot of like hyper violence and stuff going on in it, which is like probably not needed. Like the theme of the show versus what the show is actually showing, you just get that sort of sense where it's actually heading. Like because the makers of the show were like the makers of Euphoria as well, so that kind of makes sense. But Euphoria was not like totally about nudity and all that dark stuff. Like it had that, and it was a very huge part, and it was obviously like a little more than what was needed. But like it had a storyline, and those things were making it interesting or supportive or whatever. But like in the Idol, it's just that gruesome stuff, and there's just a story so that you can hang along, and the story is really not like doing anything to it. and that's why things have taken a turn for the worse for the weekend, and he really doesn't feel like you know he doesn't know what to do. And basically the situation over here is pretty hanged, and weekend basically thought that his career, although was doing pretty good, but he felt like like things had just reached the topmost level for him. He felt like like, yeah, I'm doing good, I'm doing great, but now everyone knows me, I have gained all of my fans, and everyone's like buying my music, listening to it and whatever. But he's like, how much better can this get? Like, I don't see it I don't see the charts getting above any soon, because I have already reached on the top, almost on the top of charts. Like, I'm already doing the best that I can, and I've reached all of the target people that I can, and like my music's going wild. But like after this is just gonna be a decline. That's the kind of way he was like sort of thinking about stuff, and that's why he wanted, like, he needed it to expand even more. He wanted all of his haters to also convert into his fans or something. Like, he was really 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 counting on this. Like, for some reason he felt the need to be able to do this for himself, to feel sort of like victory within himself or something. But obviously that didn't happen, and now it's like it has turned his back on him, and now he just feels like just like this cat. Like, you can see this cat is pretty moody, and he's like not in a good mood, plus that's in reverse, so you just know what you're talking about. And he really 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 wants, he really craves a sort of change, he craves a sort of beginning of a new cycle. And he just, oh my god, I've never seen this card before, it hasn't popped out yet. It's the Nine of Sword in reverse. Oh my god, that's so scary for some reason. Okay, yeah. So he basically kind of like feels like stuff isn't really going his way, and he wants to get back into this sort of zone where he's like preparing for something big, and then something big happens, it emerges, it lashes out, and he gets more and more fans to a point. It's kind of like if I have to give you an example, like, for take a YouTube channel which is already doing its pretty much best, it has millions and millions of subscribers, everyone around the world is already talking about the show, watching it, and although they're earning money, but after a point it just becomes an obsession. Like, it can become an obsession, and when like your subscribers, they're just not increasing at the same rate anymore. Like, you are watching people excel, but you are not excelling because you're already on the top. All you can do is wait for other people to get there, because it's lonely on top, right? So what you can do is you can either wait for people to get there, or you can try to be even better by doing things that are not supposed to be done, like sort of like breaking the laws, not laws, but like going out of the way and doing something different. And that's what was basically going through Weekend's mind when he was like thinking of the show, and he was really 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 counting on it to make him like more famous, or I don't know, like I get it, like it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it is a big of a deal, but it's not like that out of approach. And basically the thing was that his perspective wasn't really right towards it. Like, he was sort of like too confident, and yeah, overconfidence, what can that do to people? No matter how rich, how like how successful you are, you can still get rejected by people. Like, you never know when people are going to turn their backs on you. I don't know what's happening to my speech right now, but that's probably because I'm channeling Weekend, and he's probably speechless at the whole thing that's happening. But like, not too speechless, because he's speaking a lot, he's responding to a lot of people. And I have done readings where my like, I cannot form words. I literally sit there down for minutes. Like, I have to edit that part out where I cannot speak physically, and that's not happening right now. It's like he's just trying to like get so many words out at once that he stumbles, is what I'm seeing. And he thought, or he thinks that he was being careless, and now he's like questioning himself somehow. Earlier he was trying to defend himself against people, but now he's kind of like tired of doing so, and he just thinks that, okay, maybe I'm the stupid one here, and he really 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 feels alone right now. Like, if I have to talk about his like single life, like, I was trying to do like a general reading, but this is all about, like, right now all he's thinking about is the show, because that's how it has affected him and his career. Like, it hasn't really affected his career that much, to be honest. Like, yeah, people are out there saying that, oh my god, I cannot look at Weekend the same way again, and stuff. Like, I cannot listen to his music the same way again, it won't be the same for me from now on. But it doesn't really matter that much. Like, not many people are gonna like run away from him. Like, no matter how bad you do, you are still gonna gain some fans out of it, like, if you know what I mean. But it's like, just that whole perspective, like he has been reading all the comments, he has been looking at people's reviews, and he's clearly not doing well, and that's taking a toll on him so hard that that's all we have to talk about his life right now. Like everything over here is like related to that whole scenario, and even if I talk about his general life, he feels like it's not doing pretty well just because of the show is not doing pretty well. And that's the major reason that's coming out for all of these things is like the clarifiers, it's all about because, the show is not doing well for him, and that's why he thinks that he's not doing well. That's about it. And to be honest, it's pretty deep and it's kind of sad, like, to see someone like Weekend getting trolled on the internet, like after being loved for all these years. Like, there's probably something he did wrong. And yeah, like, I mean, I don't know. I personally have not seen the show, but I have seen a lot of videos and a lot of clippings and a lot of like stuff, and I know what it's about. And yeah, like, I know I wouldn't like it, but I mean, it's kind of sad though, still, isn't it? Okay, so yeah, I guess that's pretty much it, and that's all I have for you today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to subscribe and like this video, and also comment down below if you have if you have seen the show. Like, what are your thoughts about it? Like, let others know in the comments down below. And yeah, that's it for today. Bye bye.